Sweet wines, a beginner wine drinker's dream.
Today, we're going to be talking all about sweet wines for beginners. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Ken.
And we're Wine Therapy.
So in today's video, we're talking all about sweet wines for beginners.
So in order to do that, first, we'll talk about sweet wines that we recommend. Then we'll go over honorable mentions. And last, we'll cover tips and our opinions on how to choose a sweet wine for you.
Our first sweet wine recommendation for beginners to try is Moscato.
Moscato comes from the Muscat family of grapes. These grape varietals are similar to those used for raisins and table grapes. Moscato is typically a sweet wine that's low in alcohol content, which makes it easy to drink. Flavors include nectarine, orange, and peach.
So our favorite Moscato that we enjoy drinking is Centorri Moscato di Pavia. This Moscato is slightly bold, medium-high sweetness, and slightly acidic, with flavors of tree fruit notes, earthy notes, and citrus fruit notes. And just so you know, in this video, we're not going to be recommending wines like Barefoot and Yellowtail. The wines that we're going to mention are going to be a little bit more expensive, but still won't break the bank. For example, the Moscato that we mentioned usually comes in around $12 or $13.
The next sweet wine we recommend is Rosé. Rosé gets its pink color from being soaked in the grape skins during the fermentation process, but not too long to be fermented into a red wine. Rosé has an alcohol content of around 12% and has flavors of red fruit notes, floral notes, citrus, and melon.
So one of our favorite rosés is Belleruche Rosé Côte de Rhône. This rosé is medium bold. It's a little bit drier than other rosés, and it has about medium acidity. It has red fruit notes, citrus fruit notes, and earthy notes to it. And although this rosé is probably the least sweet wine that we have on our list, we still really recommend it for beginners. If you are looking for a wine that is a bit sweeter, maybe try a different brand of rosé. So our next favorite sweet wine that we recommend beginners try is Riesling.
Riesling comes from a white grape variety. The most popular Rieslings come from Germany, and it tends to have a higher acidity level. Riesling can come in different varieties, such as dry, semi-sweet, sweet, or even sparkling, and usually has flavors of lime, apricot, honeycomb, tropical notes, and floral notes.
So our favorite Riesling for beginners is Relax Riesling. This Riesling is medium bold, medium sweet, and has high acidity. It has flavors of tree fruit notes, citrus fruit notes, and earthy notes. Also, if you're not totally sure how we're describing our wines, be sure to check out a video we made up above all about common wine terms. Before we move on, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We post weekly content on wine tips and tricks so that any level of wino can enjoy the world of wine. So our next sweet semi-type of wine we recommend is Sangria.
So although Sangria is more of a wine cocktail, the main ingredient in it is Rioja wine, which is a red wine which is very sweet. And again, it's a way that a lot of wine drinkers are introduced into the world of wine, and that's why we included it on this list. So Sangria originates from Portugal and Spain, and often includes chopped up fruits such as peaches, oranges, and berries. It also typically includes other ingredients such as brandy, sparkling water, and also liqueurs.
So our pre-made sangria that we recommend is Kirkland Signature Classic Red Sangria.
Classic Kirkland brand.
This sangria is a delicious blend of Mediterranean spices and natural orange from Spain using a family recipe that goes back 2 generations. This results in a delicious sangria that captures the authentic spirit of a summer in Spain. So last of the sweet wines that we recommend is a white blend. White blends are a mix of different types of grapes, for example Chardonnay and Riesling, fermented together to create a wine. When different varieties of wine are blended together, it becomes easier to drink because they balance each other out and it creates a smoother finish. Also, White blends offer a cost-effective option that give a pleasing taste, and it appeals to a variety of different palates.
So our favorite sweet white wine blend is Apothic White Winemaker's Blend. This sweet white wine blend is slightly bold, medium sweet, and slightly soft, with flavors of tree fruit notes, oaky notes, and earthy notes.
Alright, so let's talk about some honorable mentions. First, we'll talk about port wine.
So port wine typically has a really high alcohol content. This is because brandy is added to it. Because of this, we don't typically recommend port to beginners. It's a very good wine, but the high alcohol content can make it a little intense, and we just don't want you to be scared off from it.
The next honorable mention is sherry, which ranges from super sweet to super dry.
The reason we don't recommend this sweet wine to beginners is because, again, it can come in a variety of different sweetness levels. Also, the very sweet sherries can often give you a headache if you drink too much of it.
And then we have ice wine, which comes in a wide variety of types and tastes.
And again, we don't typically recommend this sweet wine to beginners because, again, there's such a variety, it's tough to pick out a specific wine that you will enjoy.
And last for the honorable mentions is white Zinfandel.
The reason we don't recommend white Zinfandel to beginners is it's very difficult to find a higher quality white Zinfandel, so they typically just taste alright.
Alright, let's go over some tips and advice if you're new to drinking sweet wine.
So our first tip or piece of advice is that it's tough to pick out one specific wine that anybody's going to enjoy. Drinking wine is a journey. You're just going to have to try different types of wine to see which one really jumps out at you.
For a second tip, as you drink more wine, your palate or taste buds may develop. And then from there you can branch out and decide if you want to go to more sweet wines or if you want to drink more dry wines.
We made another video all about wines that we recommend for beginners. Be sure to check it out up above. And then last, with all the different types of sweet wines that we recommended in the beginning, most of these also have a drier version of them as well. Try it. The advantages to the drier version is that even though it's not quite as sweet, it's still very easy to drink. And the second part is again, a lot of sweet wines can sometimes give you a headache if you drink too much of them. You won't have this problem if you drink the drier versions of these wines. For example, the Rosé that we mentioned earlier.
So there you have it, sweet wines for beginners.
What are your favorite sweet wines to drink? Let us know in the comments below.
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out. We'll see you in our next video. Cheers.